Wizards gave us a single month of 2026 before they started the onslaught of price creep in their products. Launched yesterday was the first Secret Lair that had exactly the same product, but at 5 different price points. Yet it didn't all play out terribly. So what is Wizards doing with this sale? Was it a gift to real humans that can read and process images, and a foil to bots who hopefully snatch up the wrong product? Let's dive in and find out. But first, please take a moment to get subscribed to be alerted of future angry Magic the Gathering content. The secret lair in question came out of the Chaos Vault, an unannounced for sale immediately item called Prince Charming. There were new artworks for 4 cards: Nature's Lore, Sky Shroud Claim, Wood Elves, Dryad Arbor. Then there was the price, including the asterisk. The drop was priced at 10, 20, 30, 35, and $40. The foils similarly were priced at 20, 30, 40, 45, and $50. Then the disclaimer on the asterisk. All of these options included exactly the same cards. Paying more does not get you anything else. Now let's take a timeout. At face value, this seems fairly interesting. A gift from Wizards that the first people in the queue will get to check out at less than half the normal price for a Secret Lair, maybe a little bit more than half for some of the foil versions. But can buyers accept that this is just new pricing, and Wizards is telling the truth about there being no additional items in the more expensive products? Surely they must have secret bonus card or a higher chance at it. Buyers had worked themselves up about how pricing has to be worth something during the time the queue is proceeding, posting on Reddit on what they were going to get once they eventually got through the queue and why it wasn't the $10 version. People weren't ready to accept that this wasn't a trick or a ploy by Wizards, that there had to be some meaning to it rather than first come better pricing. Others were already upset that the queue system was going to give someone else a better price than they could get. But what else could Wizards have been trying to accomplish here? Some speculated that this was a sale designed to trick bots into buying the most expensive item, while real people coming through the queue will be able to select the lowest priced item. If that was the goal, it appears to have worked. The lowest priced printing was the first to sell out, but it was followed not by the $20 printing, but by the $40 and $50 printings. That seems like this will only work once, and logic will be written into the bots to evaluate product descriptions, see if they're all the same, and then buy the lowest price point. Or was it all just a test to see how much people will pay for individual drops? Maybe buyers aren't sure and will buy the $10 if they can get in, and others who collect every card will be willing to be the last person in line checking out the $50 version. It could just be completely nefarious, and Wizards was trolling for that data on how much the price really mattered when people were looking for a limited product. Obviously, FOMO drove people to buy the more expensive items first, and Wizards absolutely capitalizes on that during other sales. We also don't know what the quantity breakdown was between each price point. Were there equal amounts of $10 and $20 drops compared to the $40 and $50 drops? Or was it just a lure like many of the big online LGSs use, where they list one product up for sale for their flash price and drives all the traffic to the site, and everybody talks nice about them on Reddit for the day, all for the cost of half a box? Well, they obviously met their marketing goal for this drop. They risked significantly nothing and got 90% of people who know about the Magic the Gathering to go online and talk about this pricing attempt. We'll have to see what pricing looks like in the next full drop coming for Secret Lair, and if Wizards will give us some cheaper options, or if the price will just go higher now that they saw people didn't even try to buy cheaper, just assume the high price meant the best product. Price creep is already in effect, with the bottom end of in-universe MTG collector boxes starting over $300 now. As long as WotC prints their target number, selects their own price, then sells every single piece of it, I can't imagine they'll return to a print-to-demand model. In the current model, they have complete control over how they escalate their finances. This allows them to also effectively scale their profits to appease their investors. Very easy to show that 5% increase year over year if you grow demand slowly and control exactly how much you print and sell. That takes me back to a point I've made before. Wizards is perfectly happy in a situation where they know they'll sell every box they print and don't want to venture back into a market where they might overprint. Very nice to say we're printing exactly this many collector booster boxes, then sell them all months before release to distributors and have that profit already locked in. Playboxes differ in that they need to continually print more while the sets are standard legal. 3-year rotation may be affecting them more in this way, considering a set like Bloomborough, which was the first set released in a rotation year, has not only been immensely popular, but also has a lot of cards active in standard. Bloomborough will be in standard for another year still as well. However, power scaling in the most recent sets has pushed out almost every card from the sets rotating out next. Let me know in the comments if you think of any cards from Wilds of Eldraine, Lost Caverns of Ixalan, Murders at Karlov Manor, or Outlaws of Thunder Junction that are still playable in standard. Lots of rare and man lands, and lots of cards that are banned too from those sets. Also take into account that Wizards printed more than they ever had before and then some for Final Fantasy, and still sold out before the playboxes got reprinted closer to Christmas. They're printing more play boxes per set now than previously and can't keep them in stock. Hopefully this is because the sets are actually playable. It's been over a year now since the last reprint set in Innistrad Remastered. There were no Commander or Straight to Modern sets last year. For better or worse, this onslaught of standard legal sets has kept people purchasing almost every single box Wizards is printing. And let me tie this back into Secret Lair now. More than just being able to check off a line item of sales guarantees like a playbox, but print to order completely compromises the rest of the printing cycle. How do you book a Secret Lair that has an unknown amount of printing needed? Wizards has said previously they're printing to demand and then printing enough, getting it through QA, and then printing more to make up for QA failures was so time consuming and costly from the printers that it made more sense to keep everything on schedule and print in limited quantities. And while you hold that printer line hostage to make $40 Secret Lairs, you could have been zooming play booster boxes that have less errors and probably less picky buyers. There's truly no incentive left for Wizards to print Secret Lair to demand. All the way back to the current pricing scheme, we can only hope this was truly about distracting the bots, or rewarding people who could get into the queue early. But I sure would love to be in a marketing meeting where they review the results from the sale and how it's going to inform future pricing. So let me know in the comments if you think Wizards is throwing us a bone, or if they're just calculating how much people will pay. Thanks for watching this video, and take care.